Good morning, everyone. Danielle here from Learn Reiki Philadelphia. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you're watching this on the replay, you are guaranteed just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, go ahead and check out that description box. There is all the same days and times every week that I go live, 5 times a week. You can pop in and have the opportunity that we'll have today to go ahead and make any special requests for healing that we might have. The first half of the event, I spend putting together the perfect crystal grid based on your healing request and your crystal request. Then I'll briefly explain what Reiki is before we turn down the lights, turn up the music, and I send Reiki and crystal healing to you whenever and wherever you happen to be. So thank you everyone for being here in the chat. I'm just going to go ahead and see what the requests are so far. Let's see. Good morning, Grace. Good morning, Korakar. Good morning, future someone. Oh, good morning, everyone. Okay, so let's see. What requests do we have? How can I make you happy today? Definitely some intense energy still going on in the astrology features. Copper and Herkimer. You got it. Okay, let's do some copper. Copper, as we know, helps us to move the energy. It really helps to move, especially Reiki energy. It's probably the element that is one of the most aligned with Reiki that there is of any of the elements. So I've gotten some new copper pieces for us. Let's use some new ones. And okay, good stuff. And let's go ahead to the crystal grid. Okay, so here's our crystal grid. Oh, gotcha. Okay, good. We've got some requests. Fire agate. I might have some. I don't think I have it out. I'll see if I can grab some. If not, I'll try to get it on hand for next time. So, definitely have the rest. And you're back, okay. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and get started with some copper. I have some copper spirals. Like I said, it works well with Reiki because just like we have copper doing the job of moving the electricity through our wires, so too does copper help move energy like Reiki. So we'll go ahead and put those out. Wonderful. Fire agate, ruby zoisite, lapis lazuli, amazonite. Let's start with the Herkimers. Just giving them a little Reiki. So, Herkimer Diamond come from New York. I use them a lot for connecting with psychic ability. And in this moment, where I have clearly woken up too close to the start time, I overslept my alarms. I remember Korakar actually shared with us the way that she works with Herkimer Diamond. And so I know it's also great for like clarity and manifestation, I believe is what was shared with us with Korakar. But yeah, also excellent for intuition. So connecting to the spirit realm in general, this is a wonderful stone. And they do form just like this. They are a natural double terminated quartz, not actually a diamond. And you can find them in New York just like this. You pretty much can pluck them out of the ground. Yeah, mental clarity and energy for today. Absolutely. ruby zoisite lapis. And zoisite. So let's go ahead with some lapis. Another one with clarity and direction. It sort of balances our connection with our guide and our intuition. I feel like it really helps vocalize like the way forward. It's also one of those stones that can be deeply empowering. It helps to almost power up our words, and it's no surprise why it was actually really sacred to royalty and the church way back when. In Eastern Europe, you can actually find a lot of churches where lapis is actually part of how they made the church. It was that sacred. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and add some lapis. Let's go ahead and do that. Wonderful. Amazonite. Amazonite is great for heart healing in that it helps us to come to terms with loss and transformation, but it's one of those powerful and positive transformation stones. It helps us to take appreciation for the past while grieving any kind of loss in that change and moving forward to see something beyond, something in the future. It's a stone that I use a lot in helping folks who've done hospice recently or who've lost someone and it was sort of a long prolonged goodbye. This is some of the amazonite that you can see that's like a solid color. Often it's a darker blue with stripes of white kind of coming in, almost as if to say like it's a sort of a bluish green. It definitely balances the heart in a deep way. And it's as though those white lines are bringing the light in to fill up the heart where it just can't fill itself right now. So go ahead and we'll add some amazonite. Gotcha. And welcome, Amaryllis. Thank you for being here. Disconnect from others' negative energies and be on the highest self. Absolutely. And after this full moon in Scorpio, it is absolutely the perfect time to do that kind of deep sweep and clean. Korakar. Gotcha. Yeah, and definitely panic attacks lately. My goodness, it's just been like the energy is just up here. Wealth and income. Absolutely. Citrine is another stone that can help us in a few of these requests. It helps with clarity for sure. Balancing intuition with logic. Also helps with manifesting, especially manifesting money and job opportunities. I'm going to go ahead and put some here. Yeah, when we're asking for clarity, direction, guidance, citrine can help us figure out of all those disparate things, which are intuition based and which are a little bit more like logic based, so that we can sort them out and start to make decisions based on a balance of both intuition and logic. If you're working with citrine for manifestation, I strongly suggest that, I'm even going to add a little bit here. I strongly suggest that you put it in the back left corner of your house, room, or office. This can be the money corner. So that can help to really bring about the financial abundance. You can also put it in like a cash box or where you store your financial documents, that kind of thing. And it'll help like pull the money there. Oral health, we have some fluorite. Fluorite is fluoride. Also helps with calming. So let's go ahead and add some fluorite. We've got some clear, some pale green, and some purple. Can be excellent for things like oral health. But also just bringing us to a sense of overall calm and peace. I'm feeling some black tourmaline to support amaryllis. Black tourmaline helps to keep negative energy at bay. And I've actually even sewn this into curtains when I've had not great neighbors. It works like a dream. And especially at a time when we're letting go of so much, with this very Scorpio kind of energy, it's really wonderful energy for setting those boundaries and saying like, no, it's time to move on. I need to like let go of some things that are holding me back. This can be a potent time to work with things like black tourmaline, as they help us to kind of discern which are the things we need to let go of. It becomes more apparent, and it becomes a lot easier to move those influences, people, places, things out of our lives. Here we go. So let's put that nice and close to the center. Cardiovascular heart health and negative energy of others. I'm going to go ahead and throw in some red tiger eye, one of our favorites here. Red tiger eye really helps ward off not great energy and any kind of negative energy work. And that's, of course, intended negative energy work. It's also wonderful for the heart and the cardiac system, heart blood pressure, things like that. So let's go ahead and bring some of you. Actually, let's put you behind the black tourmaline, because they're so aligned with what we're working with today. Zoisite is one of those stones that, especially ruby and zoisite, ruby is a stone of coming into leadership qualities, and zoisite really helps us to move past the heart blockages and the emotional blockages that are in our way of getting things done. It's also an energizer stone. It can definitely give us some energy. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in some ruby zoisite by request. I believe future someone requested some ruby zoisite today. There's a lot ruby zoisite can teach us, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. There we go. And yeah, lots of mental clarity energy today. Digestion, I have some ideas for that. Pain in the back. Let's get some celestite in here. Celestite helps our connection to our angels. It also helps us to kind of transcend the physical body just slightly, so that it kind of it improves our experience when we're struggling with pain. So in that way, it can be helpful for pain. I'm going to put it right behind the fluorite because it seems like a good fit. And I feel like we could use a little bit more. last couple of calls. Yeah, let's do some mental clarity. Let's bring in some tiger's eye. Fantastic. So tiger's eye, it works really well alongside the citrine in that it can help us to balance our intellectual energy. It helps us to make the most of all of the information and all of the sources in a balanced and holistic way so that we can go ahead and make the best decisions. It's an excellent research stone. It's great for studying, and it's great for things like detective work or when we're trying to suss something out and having to compile lots of information from disparate sources. Great for mental clarity and also excellent for protection. So I think that's our basic grid for today. And so now we'll do that thing that we do, chuckle, chuckle, where I suggest a couple of stones for the centerpiece and you all vote on it while I describe what Reiki is and how it works for those who are new to the concept. And then after that, we will transition into the sending and receiving part of the energy healing. Let's see, I feel like there needs to be a little bit more, yeah, just a little bit more tiger eye first. Okay, so let's see what we can have as our center stones. The first option here is a little bit more celestite, more connection to our angels, who can help us on our soul's path and our soul's mission while giving us that gentle guidance we need, also helpful for the aches and pains as we mentioned earlier. And pyrite. Pyrite's another exceptional stone for balancing our intuition and making the most of it. But also I feel like it helps to protect in a way of it being so reflective. It helps to reflect back any kind of negative influences. It helps with intuition that can be a little bit disruptive, like if we're having difficulty sleeping and sort of dreams that are unsettling of an intuitive nature and we feel like we just can't balance it enough. This can be a wonderful stone. I feel like it works really well with black tourmaline and red tiger eye to get the guidance that we need, but to feel protected and grounded in the same way. And so we have that and celestite. So go ahead and pop into the chat and see which one you would like to see in the center of the grid. And while you do that, go ahead and if you can, if you haven't already, please go ahead and like the stream. It really helps folks to find our channel and to spread the word. And without any further ado, I'm going to use this time to explain a little bit about what Reiki is. So I'm Danielle Stimson. I'm the owner and founder of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I've been teaching Reiki for about 13 years. And I've grown to absolutely love it. You can find information about my online Reiki classes, as well as all of my social media, my community Discord, and my crystal shop in the description below. So I am most versed in Usui Reiki, which comes from 1920s Japan, and it is a practice of working with, as Reiki translates, spiritually guided life energy. We all have our own energy fields. We do, everything around us and everyone around us. Reiki energy is one of those energies that flows through all of the things and helps to essentially be almost like the water of the energy side of us. We're mostly made of water. We don't really think of it. It's critically important to all of our functions and everything else around us. We're a water planet. And yet, when we drink it, when we bring it into our bodies, when we wash our bodies, we don't need to necessarily think consciously about how our body's best going to use it. It just does. But it's required for everything. Very similar with Reiki. We are filled with it. It's flowing through us. The presence of more of it helps our body, mind, and spirit come into a greater sense of balance and say, okay, now that this is here, what are the gaps I can fill in? What are the themes and energies I can better let go of? When we receive Reiki from someone else, what we're essentially doing is, as a practitioner, I'll be connecting with that energy that's already connecting all of us and directing more of it to you. At that time, your body, mind, and spirit will kind of sense this influx and will start to invite it in exactly the ways that will best support you. Be it with your mental, emotional state, helping soothe feelings, helping to process feelings, helping to break any kind of habits or limiting beliefs. It can support our physical body in healing, and it can also help us connect to spirit and get the guidance we need and the sense of spiritual empowerment and connecting to spirit in a way that is most helpful for us on a personal level. There's nothing you need to do during this session, although if you'd like, you can think of any particular intention that you might have at any point in time. So if something comes up and you're like, I could really use some support around that, bring it to mind, think about it, and then let it go to the universe. As I'm sending, you don't need to focus on anything, and you don't need to keep a silent mind, although you can if you want to. This time is just for you to experience and be as however it feels best to you. I generally suggest you get nice and comfortable, notice how the Reiki shows up for you, and at the end of our session, I'll ask you if you have any questions, and you can use the chat, or if you're in the future or think of it later, the comments or my social media to ask any questions you might have, and I'll be more than happy to shed some light on those. I invite you to pay attention and see what kinds of things come up for you, if anything. If you feel like you're going to fall asleep, great, go right ahead. If you feel like you need to wake up right after, go ahead and set an alarm now. And let's see. If you would like to use this time to combine with any other practice that feels fruitful to you, like meditation, yoga, creativity like journaling, or making music, whatever works for you, absolutely go right ahead. This time is for you. So without any further ado, we will head over to the requests. Also note that the lights will move gently through different colors. There's no flashing or strobing of any kind. And so yeah, let's see what we have in our requests. Okay. I'm getting pyrite, 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 both. Put the pyrite in the middle and the large celestite on the outside. Balanced with something else like a quartz or something. Yeah, let's do a little bit of both. Let's put that pyrite in the middle because that was definitely the favorite. celestite here, something that can balance it. Yeah. Smoky quartz. Also helps to move energy and remove blocks, can be deeply protective, and this is like a double, like a twin. This can help us to continue moving along on our spiritual mission, feeling grounded, protected, safe, and secure, moving the energy of blockages along. It can also be one of the more grounding quartz. So let's go ahead and it's a little hard to see. There we go. Great suggestion, future someone, and thank you. And welcome back, Cat Lady. Good to see you. Okay, so everyone get nice and comfy. I'm going to turn down the lights. I'm going to turn up the music, and I'm going to start sending some healing to all of you. Thank you for helping me co-create this grid and this healing space. Communal Chi is based on a bunch of people coming together with the same or shared intentions so that the energy available to everyone is magnified. So thank you for being a part of that. This crystal healing grid makes that physically tangible. So yeah, we felt this together. Thank you for being a part of the healing today. If you're in the future, know that the energy will reach you just the same as if you just happened to be home at the same time. So go ahead, relax, and I will see you in about a half an hour. Now to take a deep breath in and out. Gently move your fingers and toes and start to come back to the space that you're in. Know that you can revisit this healing anytime you wish. Thank you so much for being here, co-creating this space with me. It's an honor and a pleasure. And if you have any questions or anything to share, I encourage you now to go ahead and leave that in the chat. I'm more than happy to help you work through any questions. If you're watching this in the future or if you think of it later, you can also simply add any questions to the comments here or find me on social media at the information in the description. If you ever have difficulty coming back from a Reiki session, things that can help are gentle stretches, drinking some water, soaking our feet or taking a bath with Epsom salt in the water, and gently moving, like walking around. Go for a nice walk outside if possible, and that can really help with the grounding. You're so welcome, Grace. You're so welcome, Korakar. For your back, I use celestite. For your back, I use celestite. That's these little guys here. And this big guy here. Yeah, I'm so glad you're feeling better. Yeah, all the best to you at work today. And future someone, that smoky quartz I think really helped balance the session, so thank you for the suggestion. Yes, I do have celestite in my online store. I think it's like $3 or $4 each. Yeah, absolutely. The link's in the description. I know you know where it is, but for anyone else that's hearing this, the link's in the description, so I can send you whatever you like. Also really helps our connection to our angels, which if the cause of the pain is something that needs to be treated or it can be remedied, that can also help us connect to the right professionals to help us do that. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. It's so good to see you. Yeah, absolutely. And just remember, as this energy is intense, this astrology is so complex that it almost varies down to the deepest levels of your chart, not just your sun sign, to see how it'll impact you. And there's a lot of good sources out there. I would say the most important thing is to be patient with yourself as much as you can. Try to schedule extra time in your day for transit and self-care. Thank you, future someone. You have a great day too. Oh, it was wonderful seeing all of you. Thank you so much for a beautiful start to my day. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. I hope you had a beautiful time. I will be back tomorrow, Friday, at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern US time. which is GMT -4 in the spring, summer months. If you happen to subscribe, I will be putting out a survey soon to see when we would like to do some of our more open streams where I maybe teach something we learn together and we can just chat and hang out. Because such a growing, beautiful community in the discussions. I love it. All the mutual support and suggestions are just beautiful. Okay. And yeah, of course, like, subscribe, click for notifications if you want to know each time I go live, if that's easier. But honestly, I'm just so glad that all of you are here. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Remember to take care of yourself. Be as patient as you can be with yourself and, if you can, others. And I will see you again soon. Be well.